Hello everyone, welcome to my review of the Vector rechargeable jump starter with air compressor and USB charging port. The jump starter uses a 12-volt maintenance-free sealed lead acid battery rated at 800 amps peak and 350 amps instantaneous. Includes a 120 PSI air compressor and 3 5-volt USB charging ports rated at 3.1 amps total or 1.3 amps each. A basic instruction manual is included, as well as a warranty registration card and a nozzle adapter to inflate your football with. And of course, the Vector 800A jump starter has to be charged itself. It has included an AC adapter that plugs into the back of the unit to charge the device. The adapter specifications are clearly written on the side of the adapter. Now, one thing I noticed, that despite showing a fully charged internal battery, once I reconnected the battery charger to the wall adapter, the charge level indicator showed only a medium state of charge and took several minutes to return to its full and green charge state. The other thing that bothered me here was that there is no storage compartment to put your charger in after you're through using it. You have to improvise. Despite these shortcomings, I will rate the charging system 4 out of 5 stars. There is a permanently attached flashlight mounted on the side of the jump starter that has some adjustability and can be a lifesaver in a roadside failure situation. The lamp is bright enough that you can at least find your battery and be able to connect the positive and negative jumper clamps to your battery. I liked this feature and I would rate it a solid 4 out of 5 stars. I just wish it might have been a little brighter and had a wider field of light. After checking the charge level of the Vector's internal battery, we connect up to one of the USB charging ports with the small camera device. We next turn on the charging circuit for the USB port, and voila, we have power. It is unclear that the 3.1 amp capacity for all three of these ports means 1.33 amps per port or 3.1 amps for a single port. I would hope that the port has a capacity for at least an iPad, which requires 2.1 amps to charge its battery. So I am forced to deduct a point for this ambiguity and rate this feature at 4 stars. Next, we test the air compressor. I made sure that the compressor was fully charged before, as I do for all of these tests, before conducting the test. This is a farm tractor tire, and it generally runs at about 20 pounds. So, the gauge indicated that the tire was about 4 pounds low. So we're going to top it off at 20 pounds. The compressor is doing its job and is supplying the air that we need to pump the tire up. One thing I did notice that after using this compressor for that short amount of time was that the battery in the Vector had depleted itself to a low condition. I hope this wouldn't be a problem in a true emergency, but I'm going to have to deduct a star for the uncertainty that it does pose. The Vector jump charger uses a rotary switch to turn on the power to the jumper cables. As you can see here, with the switch on, it is supplying 12.91 volts to the cables. With switch off, and there is virtually no voltage available. I decided to try the Vector jump starter out on my farm tractor. The tractor's engine is a very low compression, 4-cylinder gasoline internal combustion engine. After checking to make sure that the Vector jump starter was fully charged, I turned it on after hooking up the jumper cables, climbed aboard, gave it a little choke, and hit the ignition. Well, no joy, as you can see and hear. Now that was peculiar. I just flipped the switch to the off position and we had a momentary engagement of the starter. So I double checked my connections, making sure that I had a good grip on the battery cables, and gave it one more try. And of course, it was worse than the first time. The battery was drained in the Vector jump starter. However, to be fair, the battery in the tractor was rated at 675 amps at 32 degrees Fahrenheit and could easily start the tractor. Next, I decided to try the Vector out on my motorcycle. I disconnected the motorcycle's battery, which has virtually the same ratings as the Vector jump starter, and connected the Vector jump starter. What you're hearing there is the starter solenoid clicking in and out, and of course there's not enough juice being supplied by the Vector to even keep the solenoid closed. Despite this, I am going to rate the Vector jump start feature at 2 stars. Perhaps I am misinterpreting its 350 amp instantaneous rating, and it may in fact work quite well on a low battery, depending on just how low that battery is. You may want to get a more powerful jump starter. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed my review.